Today we're going to talk about a 3-step process that you can go through that will help you feel less overwhelmed. I'm going to give you an exercise that you can do anytime that helps you reduce stress. And I'm going to tell you how to get this week's freebie, the Overcoming Overwhelm Workbook. If you're new here, I'm Mande John. I'm a coach for adults with ADHD. I'm the founder of Learn to Thrive with ADHD. I share information about ADHD here each week, as well as things that have helped myself and my clients. So let's get to it. This week we are talking about how you can overcome overwhelm. For those of us with ADHD, a lot can happen in our lives that we can feel stressed about. Being late on deadlines, or being physically late to show up to appointments or for work or with family or friends. Losing things like our phone or keys or anything really. The stress of managing our home, children, projects, even sometimes just the stress of taking care of ourselves. Often we lack sleep due to busy minds or poor sleep routines or both, and we can feel more stressed because it's hard to function the next day. And the list goes on. The great news is we can help ourselves feel better today. Our overwhelm is caused by our thinking, and the way that we know this is two different people can think about a circumstance in two different ways. One may have thoughts that cause stress, and the other may not be stressed at all about the very same circumstance. Today I have a 3-step plan that you can work and an exercise that you can try. Number 1, find your thoughts that are causing your overwhelm. You can do this in several different ways. You can journal. I have a client that does voice notes and really enjoys that. You can do a thought download, which is putting all your thoughts on paper that you're thinking at that moment or about a certain subject. The point is to get the thoughts out of your head so that you can examine them. Number 2, we're looking for beliefs. So beliefs are just thoughts that we have thought enough times that we now believe them. And some of our beliefs are working for us and some are not. Some examples of overwhelming beliefs: life is hard, everything's harder for me, I hate, fill in the blank, I can never get enough done. These are just a few examples of some thoughts that can cause overwhelm. So number 3 is challenging your thoughts and beliefs. And to do that, you're going to ask yourself some questions. Is thinking this way serving you or working against you? How does thinking this way make you feel? Do you want to continue to think this way? And there's actually 8 questions I take you through with the Overcoming Overwhelm workbook. And you can write your answers right there in the workbook. But if the answer is no, do you want to continue to feel this way? What is a thought that you can shift to feel just a little bit better? And it needs to be believable to your brain. One small thing you can do today to get unstuck is just decide one little thing that you can take control of. Because when we're feeling overwhelmed, we feel very out of control. And if you can do one small thing today to feel like you're taking back control, that will really help. The other exercise that I have for you is called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not to be confused with Mel Robbins' 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a fantastic tool as well. But this one's a little bit different. It brings in all of the senses. And this exercise will help you get out of your head, especially if you're ruminating about something. It starts with finding 5 things that you can see, and then 4 things that you can touch or feel, then 3 things that you can hear. Think of like the hum of the air conditioner, birds outside, things like that. 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. You can do this especially when you're getting into or trying to get out of that paralyzed, frozen state that we can get into when we're overwhelmed. If you want to go deeper on this subject, you can check out this week's blog post. If you would like to get the freebie for this week, the Overcoming Overwhelm Workbook, you can see the link in the description below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week.